As a fitness enthusiast, a gym rat, a gym junkie, a student of Ziz, a fellow Game of Life player who wants to increase their aesthetic stat, there are many common traits we all share. Most of us have gym apparel from fitness clothing brands like Gymshark and Alphalete, most of us love a flex, and most of us consume various supplements that aid us in our gym quests, such as pre-workout, creatine, and multivitamins. Oh, wait, count me out of that. I don't take pre-workout, creatine, or multivitamins, despite the fact that I am somewhat a hardcore gym rat at heart. It was the primary part of my identity for several years of my life, and whilst I still am a part of that, I have a way more balanced approach to life now. As in, whenever people think of me, gym usually isn't the number one thing they think of, but it is a part of what they think of. So, why would a hardcore gym rat not consume pre-workout, despite the extra energy you get for your gym sessions, not take creatine, despite it being the most researched supplement that has proven benefits, as well as not taking multivitamins, which help boost your health, which indirectly improves gym performance? Well, let's go over why. Now, what pre-workout essentially is caffeine mixed together with other ingredients that can assist you with getting pumps in the gym. Generally, people think it's just straight caffeine, but many pre-workout supplements from gym-related brands contain formulas that assist with pumps in the gym. It's not just a different flavored cup of coffee in powder form. Sometimes people take energy drinks, but usually pre-workout refers to supplements containing caffeine and pump products, and pump product formulas inside them. My workout schedule is usually Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Saturday nights after my accounting job or supermarket job, depending on the day. So I wake up to an alarm, like many functioning members of society. I drive an hour to the office, since I can't work from home at my job, work 8 hours, then drive an hour back to the gym for a 2-hour gym session. Since there's extra traffic on the way back home, so despite the gym being closer to my work than home, it still takes an hour to get there in the evening. I've had a pretty draining day before I even get to the gym, and I have a 2-hour session to get through, but no pre-workout to help me out. And on Saturdays, I have a 9-hour day, as opposed to an 8-hour one. The drive is only 10 to 15 minutes, but the workday is longer, and this job is on your feet all day and is active. So yet another exhausting day before gym, with no pre-workout. So, given the fact that I'm already quite run down before I even step foot into the gym, why don't I take pre-workout? There's a few reasons. 1. The half-life. Depending on the source of your information, caffeine can take anywhere between 5 to 10 hours to fully clear your system. And if this is still in your system whilst you're trying to sleep, it can interfere with it. I'm not sure if CBD gummies override the caffeine effects, but I'm not about to test that out, especially when we consider my other reasons for not taking pre-workout. So I don't take pre-workout since it can hamper my sleep, which not only makes my subsequent workday more difficult, but it makes any following workouts harder as well. 2. Dependence. This is caffeine in general. Once you get accustomed to drinking 1 cup of coffee a day, this no longer revitalizes you. This just gets you to baseline. Now you need 1.5 cups to get you going. You eventually get used to that, so now you need 2. The cycle continues. Same goes with pre-workout. I've heard of guys taking like 4 scoops of pre-workout before each gym session. Absolutely bonkers. 4 scoops? Not only does that get expensive, but damn, imagine trying to work out without pre-workout when you're reliant on 4 scoops. You'd have such a miserable session. So yeah, I don't want to become dependent. When I started working out at home in 2013 with the shitty limited equipment I did have, I never took pre-workout, but I did have to amp myself up for like 30 minutes before going. And even then, they were like 45-minute sessions at the most, and there wasn't a whole lot involved. Imagine spending 30 minutes amping yourself up for the sake of only a 45-minute session. You could have almost finished the workout in the time you spent playing loud music and looking at pictures that made you mad. Yes, that's kind of what it took to get me to work out back in 2013, lol. But yeah, I never took pre-workout. When I got back into the gym in 2014, I didn't take pre-workout, but I did watch a lot of Ziz montages before going to the gym. But before going to the shed, the home gym. I literally probably spent more time watching Ziz back then than I did studying. Oh, how times have changed. I don't regret the Ziz stuff entirely, since it ingrained becoming aesthetic in my mind, but if only I spent more time learning back then. Sigh. I could have been way further ahead. So no pre-workout for the home gym sessions. In 2015, when I started uni, I took the bus that passed by my local town into the city for uni. At the time, there was a gym in a nearby shopping complex, which was only like a 6 to 8 minute walk from the university. That gym has relocated to a new part of the shopping centre complex now, but the point is there was an actual gym I could go to, rather than the limited equipment I had at home. Like the heaviest weight I could use was less than 50 kilos, so no benching, squatting or deadlifting any more than that. I remember strapping ankle weights to the edge of the plastic barbells for deadlifts, and my squats were limited to what I could overhead press, and I had to legit use some planks of wood to try to have them on an incline for incline barbell bench, which was only like 40 kilos, and I had no possible way of setting up a flat bench press. I could do floor press, but not the standard bench press. Primitive setup, but hey, I had to do what I had to do. So finally being able to go to an actual gym, after all that time, seeing all those workouts on YouTube of people being inside an actual gym, and now finally I could be in a gym, I was so happy. I could not wait to try out cable crossovers and leg press, since there was absolutely nothing remotely close to being able to do that at home. Despite the low weights I had available, at least I had something, and I could still perform some movement patterns under some resistance, like squats and deadlifts. They were super light, but at least I could still perform those movements under some resistance. There's no cables or leg presses I could do at home. So needless to say, when you've had something withheld from you for so long, blue balls, that being access to a gym, since there's no gyms in my hometown and it's impractical to go to one after high school since I had no way of getting home since no public transport back then went back to my hometown in the late afternoon. After all that time of no gym, and now finally being able to go, I had no need for pre-workout. I was just happy and excited to go. In the summer, with no uni, I would even wake up early, walk 15 minutes to the bus stop. Bus leaves at 7:15 a.m. in the morning. On university break, mind you, could very easily be sleeping in. I'd go take the bus into town for the sake of gym. I'd go have a workout, then take the midday bus back home to be home in the afternoon. The second option I had was to sleep in, take the 10:40 a.m. bus into town, work out, then spend the rest of the day loitering around town until Dad finished work and could take me home around 4:30 p.m. I'd usually hang around uni and watch gym stuff on YouTube. The last option was to take the 3:50 p.m. bus into town, have a very quick workout, maybe only 40 to 50 minutes, then take the late bus back home. All of that is to say, my dedication to the gym was 100%, so no need for pre-workout since I was just hungry to go. My days and interests and mood all revolved around the gym back then. Now, this was much the same situation in 2016. Most of the year I was at uni, so I had the bus ride into the gym thing. In the trimester break, I'd go use the bus ride just for the gym, like I did in the summer of 2015, but I didn't have an entire 5 months off for summer break doing that like I did in 2015, since this was only during the trimester break between trimester 1 and trimester 2. You get 2 to 3 weeks off here, not 5 months between try 2 and try 1. However, in late 2016, I got my license, finally. I got it 3 weeks before my 20th birthday, so I spent all of being 18 and most of being 19 without a license. So living in the country town ages away from the city without a license, needless to say this made things difficult, especially uni/clubbing, social events. But I made it work somewhat, missed out on a lot of parties and gatherings due to that. My life hindrances are a story for another time, but geez, I was so handicapped. Anyway, once I got my license, I could sleep in and go to the gym and go straight home afterwards, a luxury I never had prior. I found a gym closer to home too. It was still 25 minutes away, but at least it wasn't 35 minutes, coupled with expensive parking that was another 10 minutes away from the gym. The gym I found was in a shopping complex that had free parking, and you could park a minute away from the gym. Convenient times. So in this case, I also had no need for pre-workout since I was once again excited to go to the gym. Since I was in control of when I went and when I left. I wasn't dictated via the public transport system. In the summer of 2016, I would go to the gym at 10:30 p.m. after a supermarket closing shift, since if I went late in the morning, I'd be making 2 driving trips some days, one for gym, one for work. Waste of petrol and time. The other option was to go to the gym at 2:30 to 3 p.m. and then shower at the gym, then drive back to work after the gym. This became a problem since sometimes there was some stupid fucker who used the shower when I needed it, so I was either late to work, waiting for them to get done with the shower, or I would just not shower and feel all gross. The last option was to go to the gym after work, since I was already halfway there, since work is halfway between my home and the gym. So this saved petrol, and I wasn't under a time crunch for work like I was with going in the afternoon. So I just work out at 10:30 p.m. to midnight, maybe a little later depending on the session. Needless to say, I'm not taking pre-workout at 10:30 p.m, lol. And once again, didn't need it, was just happy to be there in an empty gym. Now, in 2017, one of my friends from my hometown started going, and he got me onto pre-workout. And once I started, I didn't stop, as it became a part of the routine. I wouldn't say I was dependent or reliant on it necessarily, but it was just weird driving to the gym, being within 5 minutes of gym and not sipping on pre-workout. So I just kept it going, kept the routine of sipping on pre-workout before the gym from then onwards. During my 2017 cut, the pre-workout became more necessary, mainly due to blunting hunger. Since I was in a deep deficit, I needed it to blunt my hunger for the duration of the workout. I don't know about you guys, but I cannot work out whilst being hungry. There was potentially some energy level depletion involved with working out 6 days a week whilst being in that severe of a deficit, but I could sleep in all I wanted since my supermarket shifts were closing shifts, 5 to 10 p.m, and I didn't have much in the way of uni. Case in point, pre-workout was much more necessary around this time. In 2018, I still used pre-workout. Sometimes I needed it, such as Mondays in trimester 1. I'd work 5 to 10 p.m. on a Sunday night, and then I need to be at uni by 9 a.m. for my corporations law lecture. Or maybe it was 8 a.m. Either way, the lecture finished at 10 a.m. I'd then have something to eat, drive to the gym, get to the gym either between 11 a.m. to 12 p.m. For some reason, I swear I was at the gym at 12 p.m. most days, because I distinctly remember having the 12 p.m. to 4 p.m. time slot dedicated just for gym, since I need to shower and be back at uni by 5 p.m. Or maybe I had class at 4 p.m. and 12 to 4 was my spare time, not just gym time. Either way, I had quite a bit of spare time in between the lecture and the seminar for corporations law. And skipping this wasn't an option either. I couldn't just sleep in, ditch the lecture, and rock up to the class after gym, or ditch the class and just go home after lecture in the gym, since corporations law was a tough subject, and this was also the first semester after rethinking my future. I wasn't about to ditch classes for the convenience of my gym schedule, so I needed pre-workout during these days since I was tired from the late night at the supermarket and the early wake up for the lecture. Pretty sure most of the other days were okay in terms of energy levels, but I still took pre-workout out of habit. Most of 2019, I used pre-workout still. Had a lot more on my plate at this time. Life story has been talked about before, but I think I slowly started to wean off it when I became a personal trainer at Good Life. Since some sessions I had, it was impractical to have pre-workout for. Like, if I only have an hour window between clients/consults, I don't want to be amped up on pre-workout whilst talking to someone about their fitness goals, since an hour workout isn't enough to utilize all the pre-workout. Now, late 2019 to early 2020, when I got my first ever full-time job, I don't believe I took pre-workout. I could be wrong, but I was working out after work, so, I'm not taking pre-workout in the late afternoon. I don't want that half-life impacting me before sleep time. Now, in March 2020, I got let go from that job. Thanks, COVID! and all the gyms were locked down. So now I had sleep-ins and I could gym whenever I wanted. I gymmed late at night since I preferred having lots of calories in beforehand. And during those home gym sessions, I didn't need it since I slept like 8 to 9 hours, did nothing but play Crash Bandicoot all day, then had a 30-minute nap, then waited 20 minutes after waking from the nap before gymming. I'd take a shot of salt beforehand, then I'd blast all the music inside the home gym, setting major PRs since I was super recovered, was eating 5,000 plus calories a day, and was super amped up. Now, I went back to uni online after a couple of months and was still working at the supermarket, so I didn't just gym all day all the time, but the point is I didn't need pre-workout. In 2021, when I started this 7-day work week grind, once again, I'm having late afternoon/early evening gym sessions, so no need for pre-workout, and this has been the case ever since. Yes, my workouts aren't as energized as they could be, but I'd rather that than having issues sleeping, which would cause you to have worse workouts anyway. So that entire long-ass tangent essentially summarized point 2. Dependence, I don't want to be reliant on it. But what I also just said also summarizes point 3. It's not necessary for me. Point 4 is it's an extra cost. Obviously, pre-workout isn't free. Sometimes it can be cheap, but it's still a cost, and coupled with the aforementioned factors, it's just not necessary to spend money on this. So to summarize, I don't take pre-workout since its half-life can impact my sleep, which impacts my ability to level up all my stats in the game of life, including aesthetics, since being tired hampers gym, as well as my ability to take in investment knowledge, work efficiently on my brand, study, perform at my job, etc. I don't want to become dependent on something to get a decent workout in. I don't really feel I need it regardless, and ditching pre-workout also cuts my expenses down just a little. Why I don't take creatine. Creatine is probably the most well-researched supplement outside of protein powders, maybe, I don't know. Point is, it's well documented. Very briefly, it helps your gym performance by saturating your muscle cells. There's a bunch of processes involved with ATP, but for my argument here, I'm going to say it improves performance by saturating your muscle cells with water. Muscles are like 70% water? So the more water the better, yeah? Now, check out Stan Efferding's videos on why he doesn't take creatine, especially the Rhino rant. I'll talk about these in a future video, stay tuned. There's more detail in here, but for the sake of this video, the primary benefit resulting from creatine is due to your muscles having more water in them, which you get from sodium anyway. Plus, creatine is not an exclusive supplement that's manufactured in a lab. It's available in many meats, which I get plenty of. Yes, chances are you're not eating that much meat to the point where supplementing with creatine is obsolete, but you likely are getting some of that in already. And even then, sodium is superior. At the very least, creatine is cheap, so it's not super harmful to your money stat. However, salt is also super cheap. On a per-serve basis, salt is actually way cheaper than creatine anyway. And before you ask, no, sodium is not harmful for the majority of the population, if you have it alongside potassium and magnesium. Check out my diet videos for more information. I've been going ham on salt for years and I'm fine. Well, ham in comparison to most people, I don't consume anything crazy, purely because the food will become too salty. I still have a decent chunk of salt every day on my red meat and egg meals. I've had blood work done, I work 7 days a week, and do heaps of other shit. I'm pretty sure I, of all people, would have run into some health issues by now if sodium was a problem. Now recall I said sodium is not harmful for the majority of the population. Perhaps you are a part of the population that is impacted negatively by sodium. You need to consult with your medical professional and do your own trial and error with your body. To summarize, sodium is the more superior version of creatine, and chances are sodium isn't harmful to you. Why I don't take multivitamins. So multivitamins are basically particular vitamins or minerals in a tablet that are designed to give you these nutrients in case your diet lacks them. The primary purpose for these are for health benefits, but they can also indirectly help gym performance. Now, I don't take multivitamins for 4 reasons. 1. Lack of bioavailability. Now, there is some mixed data here, but for the most part, you're better off getting your vitamins and minerals from real food, since your body can absorb the nutrients from natural foods much better than a lab-made supplement. Plus, are you really going to just have a shit diet, but have like 20 different tablets per day to get your vitamin and mineral intake in? I don't care how efficiently your body can absorb some of these tablets, there's no way this is a healthier option than just eating a well-rounded diet. Even so, the research I've seen over the years simply shows your body doesn't absorb the nutrients as efficiently as eating them from real foods. Besides, the studies that show your body absorbs the nutrients from multivitamins more effectively are likely to be funded by the multivitamin companies themselves, so they'll skew the data. You could counter this by arguing on the other side, oh, the studies show you absorbing nutrients better from real foods are funded by the people growing the real food. But do you really think farmers have that time/effort to fund some studies showing them that eating fruits and veggies and meat is healthy for you? To me, that wouldn't make any sense. Pretty sure there's no epidemic of people not buying farm foods and popping multivitamin supplements. The farmers have minimal financial incentive to compete with multivitamin companies. Their main issues revolve around the idiots we have in government making up rules that hurt their business. And farmers work crazy hours. Multivitamin companies would be extremely low on the totem pole of priorities for them. Regardless of your opinion of what I've just said up to this point, you're better off consuming nutrients from real foods. Reason 2, underdosing. So even if you did take multivitamins, and even if your body did absorb them at the same rate they do with real foods, in a lot of cases, the amount of the nutrient in the multivitamins isn't even that good. Example, many potassium supplements are capped at 99 milligrams. I remember hearing this years ago when I used to listen to nutrition and fitness information non-stop. The same way I listen to finance stuff for hours a day now. Back in 2018 to 2019, replace finance with fitness. That's how immersed I once was with this. But anyway, I recall hearing how potassium supplements were capped at 99 milligrams per tablet. Hence why you can see I've specifically searched for 99 here on this image. Without this knowledge, 99 milligrams, I would have had a hard time finding this. I also recall it had something to do with regulations being the reason. Now, feel free to read this, but it's like there's some health stuff and uncertain science as to why it's capped at 99 milligrams. I dissect this myself, but I'm not trained in the medical field. All I ever needed to know for the sake of being a gym rat is potassium supplements are capped at 99 milligrams. It's suggested you need 4,700 to 4,900 milligrams per day, so good luck getting this from supplements. Just have foods that contain potassium instead. Now, 4,700 to 4,900 milligrams per day was the recommendation I recall from the past. I just checked, and apparently it's lower, but this extra bit of potassium is only beneficial, not harmful, so why not aim for 4,700 to 4,900? Now, it can be harmful if you took heaps of supplements to get to 4,700 plus, but just use common sense. Don't be like, well, gamification of life said that more than 350 milligrams of potassium is good, so 20,000 milligrams must be better. So I'll consume an entire tub of multivitamins then. No guys, come on, use logic. Plus, if you follow the diet I talk about in these videos, you don't actually go above 6,000 milligrams of potassium anyway. So you're still well within the healthy range. Don't go twisting my words. Now, depending on the source of your information, potatoes contain around 500 milligrams of potassium per 100 grams. 100 grams of potatoes isn't a lot. I have 200 grams of white potatoes every weekday, and I have 200 grams of sweet potato every day. It's really not that much. So from these servings alone, I'm getting about 2,000 milligrams of potassium. And as I said, this really isn't that much food. To get this equivalent in potassium from supplements, you'd need 20 tablets, and that's assuming your body absorbs them in the same way it absorbs food. Which sounds like a healthier and more convenient option to you guys. Boiling a bunch of cheap food, potatoes, and eating that, or consuming 20 tablets per day. Yeah, maybe the tablets just involve putting them in your mouth and drinking water, but 20 tablets a day doesn't sound super healthy to me, no matter what's in those tablets. Anyway, to summarize, I don't take multivitamins since many of them are underdosed. You're better off eating real foods. Reason 3, extra cost, kind of feeds off my last point. I did some rough calculations in this video here, but it literally costs me less than 50 cents per meal of potatoes I have. And if anything, it's likely even less since I wasn't super conservative with my calculations. Now compare this with supplements. Yes, some can be cheap, but food is literally cheaper when you compare the cost versus nutrition. Let's go over an example. Now, this was the cheapest I could find, so keep in mind most supplements are more expensive than this. $7.28 divided by 100, since there's 100 servings, equals 7 cents and 28 other cents. So let's just say 7 cents per tablet. Hey, that's cheaper than what you said before about potatoes being under 50 cents. You're lying to us. Am I? Let's dissect this down. Now the prices have dropped at the supermarket I work at. Maybe they're more expensive where you live, but it's a farm food, it's a vegetable, they're basically cheap in most places. Plus, I did use a cheaper supplement, so we'll call it even Steven Stone, hey.
Answer the question, Steven.
Let's say you have a 200 gram serve like me. The packet is 2 kilos, 2,000 grams, which is 2 kilos for any of my Freedom Unit friends in the States. 2,000 grams divided by 200 grams per serve, which is, the serving size I have, equals 10 serves. So there's 10 serves in this 2 kilo packet. This packet costs $4. So $4 divided by 10 serves equals 40 cents per serve. That's still more expensive, you Nimrod. Well, keep in mind the potassium amounts. In the supplement, we're getting 99 milligrams per serve for 7 cents. Here for potatoes, we have 1,000 milligrams of potassium for 40 cents. Let's break these down. So 40 cents divided by 7 cents equals 5.7. This means we will multiply the 7 cents by 5.7. Reason being, 40 cents by 7 cents gives us the figure we need to multiply the potassium amount from the supplements in order to match what we'd get for the same serve in potatoes. 99 milligrams of potassium per supplement times 5.7 equals 564 milligrams per 40 cents in supplements. So if you have 40 cents, you can get 564 milligrams of potassium if you choose supplements. If you have 40 cents, you can get 1,000 milligrams of potassium if you choose potatoes. No brainer here, especially since potatoes aren't just a potassium source. You're getting other goodies like carbs and vitamin A if you pick sweet potatoes. You literally get more bang for your buck picking real foods over supplements. Now, a cynical viewer may say, oh, well, that's just comparing potassium supplements. What about all-rounded multivitamins? Same deal, really. You'd have underdosages, it would still be more expensive when you factor in what you can get with other real foods. So case in point, it's literally cheaper to buy real foods than it is to use supplements. Reason 4, my diet already covers all the vitamins and minerals regardless, so why would I need multivitamins when I've already got them all covered? It would be like throwing a lit match onto a bonfire. Its impact is virtually non-existent. Taking a multivitamin when my diet already covers all the nutrients in their required quantities is not going to do anything. It's just going to cost me more money I could be using for other stats in the game of life. So that's why I, a seasoned gym rat, don't take pre-workout, creatine or multivitamins. They're unnecessary costs, they don't align with my lifestyle, there are better alternatives, and even if I did take them, the impacts on my gym performance would be negligible due to my diet and sleep and whatnot already doing their job for them. Thanks for watching. That is all.